My fellow Cameroonians, I'm Dr. Thompson, Akwo, Ntuba, international physician, preacher, politician, and publisher of health and development in Cameroon and exile in the United States from Cameroon, protected by the USA government as an international political leader from Africa. May I speak to you, fellow Cameroonians, with a heavy heart. Today, the 29th of October, 2025, we continue to follow the present post-election events in Cameroon. We are aware of what happened during the election process, how peaceful you all were and cast your votes, and then the process of release of the results. So far, your data and other international observers have made it very clear that there is no way that President Paul Biya would be declared the winner. There is no way that the people of the Northwest would have come out and actually voted for a man who has caused them so much pain and trouble over 9 years during the so-called Ambazonia War. There's no way the people of the Southwest would have done the same. And so, having lost in many of those places, and especially in the northern parts of Cameroon, it is not surprising, though shocking to many, that the riggers, his so-called Elekam idiots that he personally handpicked from the CPDM and who he pumps the taxpayers' money into their accounts, have produced a kangaroo results that they make up and proclaim him the winner. And after that, you have come out, you have poured into your cities, your streets, and you're demonstrating like they do in the United States, protecting the steel. My fellow Cameroonians, in all of these, there are people that you think they are your partners, whether they are at the United Nations or European Union and or African Union and all the stupid and useless unions around the world. Let me make it clear to you. Don't listen to all those diplomatic nonsense of speeches of respect the rule of law, respect the this and the democratic process and all of that. They are aware of the fact that their ex-president of the United Nations Assembly, Philemon Yang, was part of the rigging and voting for Paul Biya for votes that did not exist. And therefore, when the UN promotes people like that, they are accomplices in what is happening. The same people will come out and tell you that you should follow what they are saying, while they knew what was happening behind. Don't listen to those dogs and idiots. They have nothing to offer. And I must tell you, I repeat, don't listen to them. The destiny and your future is in your own hands. At this point, I am not judging any of you. I am not judging any of you. You have gone out on your own. You are young adults, you are Cameroonians, and you are expressing yourselves the way you do. Cameroon belongs to Cameroonians. When Cameroonians in their majority and massive numbers, as we are experiencing and seeing, come out to say that the rule of law, their rule of law, their votes must be protected, and that democracy must follow its course. It's expected that the stealers, those who have been stealing elections in Cameroon for a very, very long time, I know them because I've been in the same party with them and I've seen them at work, whether it's in my constituency or in other places, of how they rig. And when people win election, even after they have been installed, they start these games behind of intimidation and terrorism to steal the elections and everything and try to kill people and all of that. They do that because by their nature, they are used to, they are the children of the devil. That's why instead of them actually using taxpayers' money to strategize, to bring up strategies and initiatives that will lead to development, they are constantly at work seeing how they will play the next kangaroo elections that will keep a senile imbecile of a man who's been in government for 65 years as president for life. And so we are seeing how the country is boiling. We are seeing what you are doing. And I want to assure you that the world is watching, but not the stupid world, not the ones who go to these useless associations which are for no use. As Donald Trump says, they are full of potential, but they are useless. And they come around playing all of these games, but those people that they are talking about are actually their agents, working for them, working for France, working for European Union, working for the so-called United Nations, and working for these evil people that exploit you and exploit your resources and take them away. I want to thank all the people who know the story of Cameroon and are aware of the fact that even Paul Biya at this point, and I continue to say, in his last meeting and encounter in the United States, he was very clear that his senate, he was confused. He looks critical, an imbecile. There is no way that a person like that could be a president. If here in America, we had problem with Joe Biden at 80, with his mentation and other things that we said, oh no, how can we look on the other side? When Cameroonians have gone out and voted Paul Biya out after being in government as president for almost 43 years, and all the other years that he was in government in ministerial or secretary positions that amount to almost 65 years, if he was actually working, the job itself would have killed him. No, he doesn't really work. He doesn't really work. So they have actually converted the presidency of Cameroon into a form of a hospice. And that is why the wife, and we all know who she was, that tells you how unserious he was, because Cameroonians had actually said that this was a prostitute that he went and married, and that she had nothing, no CV and nothing behind her to add any value to Cameroon. And subsequently, we see her manipulating behind, working with relatives of hers so that they can continue to kill, to steal, and to destroy. And so that is the situation now that we have in Cameroon. And so we are actually saying to Cameroonians, the ball is in your court. The country is yours. And whatever you want to do with it, good luck. If you want to prove that people cannot continue to steal your votes and steal your presidency and kill you and do as they please, using taxpayers' money, taxpayers' guns, taxpayers' bombs, the ball is in your court. And I repeat, don't listen to all these idiots at the United Nations. Don't listen to the idiots at the European Union. Don't listen to the idiots in France. Don't listen to anybody outside. They got nothing to provide for you. And thank you, the authorities and leadership of the American embassy in Cameroon, that is saying that the decision of the electorate, the decision of the Cameroonian people should be respected. That is what we want to hear. That is what we want to hear. The presidency of Cameroon belongs to Cameroonians. It doesn't belong to any Senate imbecile. It doesn't belong to any thief, looter, killer. And so, I make it very clear that we are following what is going on. We are seeing how the people's soldiers are being empowered and used to kill Cameroonians, and they are creating human rights abuses and issues. We will do everything to bring them all to justice. We will do everything to bring them to justice. And I send this message to Paul Biya. You are too old, you're fragile. You know that you are not an executive president. You know you've not been running Cameroon. At this point, if you really love Cameroon, it will be time for you to step aside. That is the dialogue that we are asking for. Why don't you just step aside? Let Cameroon go through a transition. Let Cameroonians run the country. You are creating a problem for yourself, for your so-called wife, and for your children, and for your so-called tribal Bulu Betie Wondo people who will have to pay for this. When you would have empowered the people of the North so much, and this thing cannot have a solution, you will have only yourself to blame. And for that not to happen, I am asking you, Paul Biya, to step aside. You are not fit to be a president even of a village. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I am saying step aside and let Cameroonians choose and decide who will lead them going forward. I say long live Cameroon, long live the Cameroonian diaspora, and long live the world of justice. Thank you.